from his perspective, trying to break into the current medical establishment's thinking and mindset is key, really. So he's saying that if you look at the kind of like the spiritual and sort of occult element, that's always been there. It's, people are always talking about it. Mediums talk to spirit every day. So he's saying that's kind of like a done and dusted subject, even though it may not be for some of the people that are not that way. But he's saying it will almost be a shame to spend time talking about those things when what you're really talking about is how to help the people that are hearing voices and having these psychotic behavioural problems. Certainly the aspects and parts of it that are actually being caused from a spiritual source. So he said obviously you're aware that there's a spiritual source and non-spiritual source to some of this.
So the big question is, how do we breach the defences of the medical establishment, or how do we get them to cooperate?
So he's saying they're currently overwhelmed and this is the start of their problem. So he's saying if you could look forward from where he's sat effectively, he's saying at the moment every country in the world is experiencing a huge outbreak, if you like, or he's calling it outbreak, in hearing voices and these sorts of things. He said it's happening in the younger generation for a reason, primarily drugs and such like. He said obviously the negative entities that are here are swelling in numbers. He said they're here to try and stop, the vibrational change of the planet and things moving forward. So he said this is a critical time, and the youngsters are effectively your future. He's saying to me, the youngsters are the future, your future, and if you can't help them now, and they go down the lines of suffering in the way that many of them are, then he said if you fast forward 10 to 15 years and multiply by, say, 10,000 times the numbers of people, he said you're into 30 to 40% of the younger population that are going to be walking around hearing voices, committing a lot of crime. So he's saying from a society or social aspect, society has to address this now, because if they don't, he's saying there's going to be a crime epidemic and the medical establishment are not able to cope. He's saying that this is where you're at that point of no return, whereby he says you need to be continually pressing home the message that their traditional methods will not and are not working, and get them to actually acknowledge that that's the case. And once they've acknowledged that's the case, then it's a case of, he's saying, like presenting alternative methods and providing case studies, he said like you would in law. So he's shown me like a law book and saying law is all about prior case study, really. So he said you have law written in law, which
is what we're doing.
Yeah. So he's saying
by recording these cases.
So he's saying this is like the right method because it fits in with the way that he's calling it higher society expects things to work, whereby you write things down and then you provide the law and then you can cross-reference that each time.
And we're providing the evidence.
Yeah. It works. So he's saying, okay, so he's just saying most of the academics don't ever meet the clients, really.
No, of course they don't.
He's saying, of course, academics will sit around, drink coffee and talk about great thesis and wonderful ideas. He said, like the philosophers of old would have done. But he said, unless they're actually meeting and integrating with the people that are hearing voices and the people that are struggling and have been sectioned, he said they don't understand the magnitude and the gravity of the conversations that they're not having effectively.
Okay, well, that puts it into a nice, neat nutshell, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, quite a good executive summary, really.
You could, yeah.